Today I'm going to talk about something sensitive that disturbs so many people that they even had to get a nickname for it, the so-called African time. So I'm going to talk about timekeeping. When we read Genesis chapter 43 verse 10, I can read with you. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now. This happened when Jacob was sending his sons to go to Egypt. In Canaan, there was a lot of famine. So he was sending his sons to go to Egypt and pick some food for them to eat. But Joseph had sent for the last-born, Benjamin, to come with them when they come back to pick food. So the father was arguing that he didn't want Benjamin to go, but Joseph had demanded for him. So that argument is what brought to that statement that was said in Genesis chapter 43 verse 10. It says, if we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now. I've come to learn that all over the world, in the world, we are all given equal time. We are all given 24 hours equally. We are all given 24 hours. So how we decide to use these 24 hours, it's a choice of each and every person. How you decide to use it, it's a choice. How you decide to manage, it's a choice also. So you choose to manage your time well. If I were you, I would choose to manage my time well. Not keeping time affects a lot of success. It affects a lot of things. Let me say you had a program maybe at 11 and then you reached at midday. That means what you are supposed to be doing at midday, you're pushing it to 1. What was supposed to be done at 1 is being pushed at 2. And then that disorganizes and the delay affects everything. So as children of God, practice to keep time, because keeping time is a very important thing. You know, a lot affects people's time. I've come to learn that a lot affects people's time these days. For instance, these days social media takes up and eats up people's time all the time. Someone spends a lot of time in WhatsApp and forgets maybe he had something to do in the next 2-3 minutes. I am not saying that these type of media are bad. No, they are good, because for instance, we are using one to reach you, to tell you that using your time is effectively is good. But manage your time well. Manage that. God gave us these things to control them, not them to control us. So if we are all given 24 hours a day, and God distributed to each and every nation, country, continent, same time, that means he knew that when we all receive 24 hours, we have a choice of how to use our 24 hours. You can choose to sleep the full 24 hours. You can choose to use the 8 hours to work, maybe the 4 hours to rest. You can choose to use the time God has given you to the success of something that can bring an income to you. So let us learn to respect time. Some people spend a lot of time in gossip blogs. Newspapers are good, but there's normally this part of newspapers where there's gossip. You find someone jumping all that is happening, they're put in news, going direct to the magazines of gossip. And that takes a lot of time for people. The magazines that are on sale outside here in the shops, most people want to get those magazines just to find out what is happening in so and so's life. I always ask myself that if today I want to know of what is happening in so and so's life, how much does that person want to know what is happening in my life? Do they even know what is happening in my life? So if I'm reading about them and I'm using my time to spend on them, what about me? What am I making best out of my time that is given within 24 hours? So I would like to encourage you that be a different person. Be a person who keeps time. Be a person that people talk about, that if X say that is going to be here at 8, by 7:55 the person is there. The sons of Jacob are arguing with him. They are telling him that if we had gone earlier, so they knew that they had wasted some time in this argument. So they're already calculating that if we had gone earlier and we didn't waste this time in argument, we would have corrected the first batch of food and would actually be going back to correct the second batch of food. So they were looking at the amount they would have had in the time that they wasted trying to convince their father to take Benjamin along with them. Time is not guaranteed. No one knows when is your next time, when is your next minute. We even don't know when our next breath is coming in or when is it going out. So always keep your time, always respect time, and always make good use of your time.